Python has a lot of features that seem almost like magic the first time you see them, not because they're complicated, but because Python can do things in one line that might take several lines in another language. Here are 7 Python tricks that feel like magic and that are actually useful in everyday programming. Let's start with a classic programming problem. We want to swap 2 values. The traditional approach uses a temporary variable, but Python gives us a much cleaner option. That's it. Python handles the assignment for you. And here's another one. Suppose you have 2 lists, one containing names and another containing their scores. You want to combine them into a dictionary, but that's a lot of code for a simple relationship. Now to solve this problem, Zip pairs the values together and Dict turns those pairs into a dictionary. 2 lists become a dictionary in one line. And need to reverse the list? You could write a loop, or you could use Python's slicing. The double colon with a -1 in square brackets tells Python to move through the sequence backwards. Once you know this trick, you'll start seeing it everywhere. And here's a pattern that many Python beginners write the long way, but Python has a built-in function designed specifically for this. Enumerate gives you both the index and the value. No manual indexing required. Now let's say we only want the even numbers. One way is to create an empty list and append values one at a time. But Python can express this entire operation as a list comprehension. You are essentially telling Python, give me n for every n in numbers if n is even. Here's one that can make complicated looking logic much easier to understand. Suppose you're checking whether a password contains at least one number, one uppercase letter, and one special character. Any brackets answers the question, is at least one item true? And all brackets answers, are all of these conditions true? These 2 functions can replace a surprising amount of repetitive conditional logic. And finally, suppose you want to know how often each item appears. You could build a dictionary and manually update the counts. But Python's standard library already has a tool for this. Counter does the counting for you, and this is a great example of a broader Python lesson. Before writing your own implementation, check whether the standard library already solved the problem. None of these tricks are really magic. They're simply examples of Python being designed around common programming tasks. The more of these patterns you recognize, the less code you need to write from scratch. So when you find yourself writing a loop, creating a temporary variable, or manually building a dictionary, pause for a second and ask yourself, does Python already have a better way to do this?